So since I just recently made my video about Black Hills Institute, I figured I would just take a moment to report on some pretty big news in the world of paleontology that just happened. See, back in October of 2020, Black Hills Institute had to auction off Stan, one of their most complete and instantly recognizable Tyrannosaur skeletons. Basically, this T-Rex has been more reproduced than anyone in the world, and if you ever walk into a museum and you see a skeleton of a T-Rex standing up, chances are there's a very good possibility that you were looking at a cast of Stan. And after dealing with some legal issues, there was a court ruling that in order for the Larsons to be able to pay for said legal expenses, they were going to have to sell off Stan. An auction was held on October 6, 2020, and the famous Tyrannosaur was sold for $31.8 million. Now, this has led to a lot of questions and issues regarding commercial value for what is essentially scientific specimens. It creates a really bad precedent where, because these things are being sold and a price is being put on them, it makes it even harder for scientists to be able to do their job because it essentially creates a demand for them. Now, if a property owner finds the remains of a dinosaur skeleton on their ranch, instead of possibly contacting a museum or something, they might think instead of, well, how much money can I make from this thing? And museums only have the money that they have available to them based on their funding, so they're really kind of limited, unless it's backed by someone who is willing to donate millions of dollars to a educational institution. And what was even more heartbreaking was that ever since then, we didn't know where Stan was. It was sold to a mystery buyer, and the skeleton was just gone. It just disappeared. So this piece of natural history, one of the most impressive in the world, was seemingly just lost to science. Now, a month or so ago, there was recently some further confusion because when live streaming from his house, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was seen with a very recognizable Tyrannosaurus Rex skull behind him. When he was asked about it on the live stream, he said, "Oh, that's Stan." So everyone's first reaction was, "Oh my god, The Rock is the one who bought Stan." And there was quite a bit of mudslinging being directed toward the wrestler turned actor. However, not even 12 hours later, Dwayne Johnson came out and explained that this was a cast of Stan that he purchased from Black Hills Institute, and this was later confirmed by Pete Larson himself. So The Rock didn't buy Stan. However, it's still been a mystery where this dinosaur skeleton ended up. But all that changed earlier this week when it was finally publicly announced that Stan would be getting put on display at a future museum being constructed in Abu Dhabi. Yes, Abu Dhabi, the place where Garfield constantly threatened to ship Nermal off to. But at the very least, even though the skeleton is no longer going to be housed in its country of origin, I'm at least relieved that this skeleton will continue to be available for both scientists and the public to enjoy and study. Who knows? Maybe by 2025, when the museum is finished being constructed, maybe paleoanalysis will be big enough for me to plan a trip to Abu Dhabi and I'll be able to go see Stan. But in order to do that, I'm going to need everybody's help. So if you haven't yet, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I just want to take a minute to point out this good news to everyone in case anyone had missed it. Have a good one, everybody. And happy birthday, Pete.